says, make your calling and your election sure. And in saying that, what it's saying is to seek God diligently, to ask Him, why am I here, and why am I filled with your Spirit? And what am I supposed to do with the gifts and the talents and the understanding and the wisdom that you have given me? And my husband used to teach a message that said, if you want to understand the purpose of a thing, you have to ask the person that designed it. Amen. If you don't want to misuse a thing, then you need to get understanding about what its intended purpose is. And by that, he's saying that I can use a shoe to nail a nail in a wall. But the design of that shoe and the intended purpose of that shoe was not to be a hammer. It was to be a shoe for me to put on my foot to protect my feet when I'm walking. A hammer was designed specifically to nail nails in walls and pull nails out of walls. And if we don't go to the manufacturer, Jesus, God Himself, and say, Lord, what is my purpose? What have you placed me here to do? What am I supposed to do with the gifts and talents and wisdom that you've given me? That's where the key is. And many times in churches, I've watched it over the years, and we have people doing a lot of things, and they're good things that they're doing. By all means, they're good, beautiful things. Especially, many of you said that I'm a servant. I'm willing to do whatever it is that I need to do, and I understand that because that's a little bit of me. But there are some people that are very good at meeting people at the door and greeting them and smiling at them and just making them feel loved like they've known you forever. And then there's other people that would not be well served at the door. They're much better at folding programs, typing things up for pastor, doing that type. Then there's other people that are well served, like the brother said. He said, I can clean the toilets. And I'm with him on that, because that's what I used to do when I first got saved. That was my first job. I cleaned the men's bathroom at my church and put those little round circle things in the urinal. I was the best circle thing placer that they ever had. And I was proud of my circles. Yes. Y'all laughing, but I was happy. I was happy to be doing something in the house of the Lord. And don't anybody want to clean the toilet? I don't have a problem cleaning the toilet. It's a toilet. I can eat at home at the cleaning church. No big deal. So that was my thing. I went every week faithfully and cleaned my toilets. And I cleaned toilets in the church until after we were pastoring. I still used to go and clean the toilets until the ladies in the church were like, really, Sister Connie, you don't have to clean the toilets no more. We can clean the toilets now. And I didn't mind. I took pride in being able to have the elders, the brethren, walk in their bathroom and it smelled good, it looked nice, they had plenty of paper towels. And I took pride in that. And then I got a second job. Then the Lord blessed me with a job. It was my job to lay on the floor under the pews with the putty knife and scrape the chewing gum off the bottom of the pew. That was my job. So about once a month, we'd have cleaning day at the church. And that was my job. I had my putty knife and I was on the floor. And I was scooting on my back. And scooting on my back, scraping off chewing gum. But you have to know what it is God has called you to do in the season in which you're there to do it. Your call may change and grow and restructure, and it may morph into something bigger than you ever imagined, but the only way that you'll know what that is to seek God's face and ask Him. And then be under a man of God with discernment, because then He can confirm it to you, what God has already said.
The only bad question is the question you don't ask.
Amen. Everything that you guys are talking about is arise now. I mean, even when she was under there scraping the gum out there, I know God was telling her sooner or later it's going to be arise now. And how many times would you study tonight? We haven't got past the second verse yet.
We'll get past it.
I'm just saying, if you take those three words, well, those two words, now and arise, it's like, how many times have we heard that and then lay there.
How many of you here are married, are
30
together?
years right here.
Okay? Now, if you don't know what your spouse is supposed to do, then you are misusing them.
Can you explain that?
Well, if you don't know what you're supposed to do, now, every woman doesn't have to have a child. Every man doesn't have to produce a child. If I don't know what my wife is supposed to do for me and with me, then why are we together?
Amen.
Okay? Thank you. Please put your phones on stun.
Now.
Yes, ma'am.
Not knowing what they have to do spiritually, or you're talking world,
I'm talking
or
about,
both?
I'm talking about both.
Am
I'm talking about both. Because just like she told about, if we don't know the intention of an item or an object, then we will misuse it. I mean, if she's supposed to be the, let's say spiritually, the praise leader, and I put her in as a Sunday school teacher, then I'm misusing her. If in our personal life, if she's supposed to be the one that handles the money, and I'm trying to do it, then I'm misusing her. Okay? Because the one, when God brings you, wow, he put a switch on that, didn't he?
Yes, yes.
When God brings you together, he brings you together for a purpose. Adam and Eve. And when Adam and Eve came together, the purpose for Eve was to focus and continue with Adam. Because Eve is defined as life. So without Eve, he had no real life. Now, being kind of corny, Eve must have been pretty tough to make him turn his head away from God. All right? She had the best of genetics. All right? She's a bad sister. She had to be to make him turn away from God. And sisters, you still have that power. Y'all know what to say. Y'all know what to do to get under our skin. Y'all know what to say. Y'all know what to do to make us walk around like a limp dog. God gave her that. And that's why we need our Eve. And that's why we run around from Eve to Eve to Eve to Eve to Eve, trying to find who our Eve really is, trying to find who our life really is. But when God puts you together, it's on point. It's got purpose. But let me tell you a little story, okay? When this is from my book, all right? I have a book called The Invisible Man. And this part is called Pimping by Default. I can say that, can I?
Amen.
When a baby is born, who generally takes care of him from the first, say, 3 years of his life? Who generally takes care of the boy? The mom does. And what does she do? She nurtures him. What is nurturing? All the needs. Changing his behind. Making sure he eats properly. Making sure he has the right clothes. Making sure he's protected. Okay? Now he goes to kindergarten. Teacher. What does the teacher do? Continues that, doesn't it? Is it a male or a woman? Usually a woman.
Teacher.
First through sixth grade, women. So the first 13 years of the baby's life, especially the male, he is nurtured by a woman. He's given clothes by a woman. His behind is changed by a woman. He's taught, directed, and protected by a woman. So the first 13 years of his life, this is what he gets. This is his environment. So he goes to middle school. He sees a young man there. And this young man is usually a football coach. If he doesn't play football, he doesn't get along with the coach. If he doesn't play soccer, he doesn't get along with the coach. So middle school, 13, 14, 15, he's still directed by a woman. Gets in high school. There's more men in high school because the men want the young men to become men, strong, and dingoes. Yeah, show them how to have babies all the place. This is what a man does. Yeah, buddy. Get yourself some lady, man, and go for it. I mean, is that real enough? So by the time he gets out of high school, if he's lucky, he has no children, but most of the time he'll have one. If he's lucky, he hasn't gone to court, most of the time he has. So by the time he gets 18 or considered an adult, he's got babies and a record.
Wow. Praise God, thank you.
And an earring. No offense, brother. But I could not see a man coming up to a young man and say, something, you'd be cute with an earring. Unless there's something wrong with it, brother, Now, let's flip the script. Young lady, how old were you when you started playing with dolls? You never did? Okay.
1.
Okay, you were 1.
Around that age, 1.
1.
Didn't play with dolls either.
Okay. I wasn't talking to you, brother. I was talking to sister right here. That's no problem. You cool, you cool. Did you play with 1 doll? Yeah, those are said 1. How many dolls you have? You have dolls? Okay, my mistake then.
I had a lot of dolls. I played with Barbies and I had the Hart family.
You had a what?
I played with Barbies and I had the Hart family.
You had a what?
It was called the Hart family. They had the babies and they went up in stages.
At
I had
1?
a lot of kids, a lot of dolls.
At 1?